What is going on, everyone? My name's Boy, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the extended edition action. Spawning at the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Lara. If you haven't got any clue who this is, he's also known as Pegasus Rush, one of the best current Zeus players playing the game. Plays a mean China as well. Very, very strong player. His opponent today in the red color playing as Oranos is the fourth Esenpi. I've got no idea who this guy is, but there was some banter in chat before, and apparently he's an Oranos man. So there you go. Both players playing their main guard and going to be doing their stuff. Still 440 plus. Okay, so chat, what do you want to know? Is China balanced in EE? I think China is fairly weak in EE. I think China needs a little bit of a redesign. And yeah. I think it's mostly just a design problem. They're missing a couple of units that would make them very, very strong. But without those, they are not going to beat, in my opinion. But also, they may just not be very well investigated either, is the other thing. So, yeah. So if you... Basically, the general gist of it is China doesn't have a very strong counter to archers. And therefore, one can just build archers. So if you're playing Greek, just go for like a 3 archery range Toxotes build. It's very, very strong. If you're playing as Egyptian, you can do 1 town center chariot archer spams. You can go 2 town center slingers into chariot archers. Scorpion men are good as well to mix in. That Isis 1 town center fast heroic chariot archer spams. Very, very strong. And Norse is probably the weakest against China. I think China's got a very strong answer to Norse in the Cataphract because it counters every single one of their units or goes even. So it's a very strong unit, the Cataphract, against Norse because they don't have any archers until the Mythic Age. If the Norse player gets to Bogsvire, then there's nothing that the China Civ can do. And then you have Atlantean against China, and you want to make basically just play standard but make a lot of turmoil. And then when you get Heroic Age, start making Arcus. And you win. That's the general gist of what I understand to be the meta, and I'm sure I can be proven incorrect or correct at the same time, depending on who's playing. With all that being said, if you don't do that, China can be very, very potent. Like, for example, if you're playing Egyptian and you decide to camel spam against China, and they make mounted archers, then those cavalry are going to melt, and you will lose because mounted archers are very strong against the cavalry. It's a thing. Anyways, let's look at this game now. We've got the Zeus. Peggy loves this build that he does on Anatolia. He does it like every single time. And you can see he's got 11 villages on wood. He just spams the fishing ships out. And he's going to be advancing at like 4:15 or 4:30 for a 5:15, 5:30 advance time with 18 fishing ship or sometimes 21 fishing ship if you can steal a couple. Generally speaking on Anatolia, or not even generally speaking on Anatolia, just on Anatolia, you get 18 fish each. So you can steal 3 of your opponent's fish and go up to 21, and that's generally what Peggy does. And it's looking like he's going I think he had a little bit of idle villager time there, so he's a little bit late on the Hermes, but very standard 5:15 advance time there with an excessive amount of fishing ships. Incredibly strong build order. If you want to know what he does, he goes 4 villagers on food, and then he puts like 11 villagers onto the wood, and he just spams fishing ships. We've got Prometheus coming through for the 4th incipient. He's making his oracles, makes his Promethean, and he's using the Valor back here, all the way back here, so he gets the champion citizen, or not the champion citizen, the hero citizen. So that's super interesting. And also throwing down a counter barracks first. I'm not sure I understand that one in the slightest, considering you're going to be floating food. Getting out, unless you're making catapulties to counter like potential Hippocon, but I much prefer to see this. He's making catapulties. There you go. I much prefer, even that being said, I much prefer to see the Murmillo because they just are very, very good. So we'll see what Peggy wants to do here. He's making a transport ship for some reason. His hotkeys aren't working. But he's going to have to retreat. He does have ceasefire. And because he's boomed so hard, and he's probably going to be grabbing purse scene, right? No purse scene. Straight into boat production. Has been pushed off the entire bottom water, but that just basically puts him even, or even still ahead on the food income from the Atlantean player. Peggy does decide to cease at 7 HP left on that dock. That was risky right there. Very risky indeed. Gets his fishing ship back to their work. And our villagers coming over. Can either repair this back up or just build a second dock. Not sure what the build time is on this, but it will cost you around about 100 wood to repair this dock back to full. So it may just be better to build another dock here instead. And yeah, I think it might actually be faster to build the dock as well, but he wants to do the repairing. Fair enough. I'm not sure what the things are. Oracle's spam assist thoughts on the new patch. Well, I think it's very good for you, considering Oracle spamming is now a very real thing. If you play Chronos and you go the focus upgrade, you can spam out those oracles and you can do some damage because they're basically Herso level. Except that you can't, obviously you don't get myth unit spawners from them, but they're quite cheap, right? 30 food, 45 gold, plus whatever the oracle costs. 25, 35, so it's a little, maybe it's even comparable, just a little bit more gold. It's pretty comparable to the Herso. And now we have got the Centaur over here, the Jason coming in, going to be picking off one of those Terma for free. And Jason going to be going after those Prometheans, forcing out some triremes over here. And now Peggy is making a move forward onto the 4th and Sippy, going to be taking out some of his boats here. Very, very strong move forward, not making any, or he's making bareems now, but the This location here, he's going to have to fight it. And looking like Peggy not paying attention over here, going to be losing a lot of these triremes. Does decide to finally focus fire them, but he's under a lot of pressure. 11, 12 damage. So these docks right here are basically worth 4 trireme-ish. Maybe 3.5. Very, very strong there. Now, the Jason getting pulled back. Odysseus going to be able to take out a lot of these Prometheans. You can't be sending these Prometheans forward when there's heroes out. They just melt them. They're really strong units if there's no heroes. But as soon as there's heroes, they just get absolutely destroyed. And the issue with Atlantean is you get all this favor given to you. You don't know what to do with it. And sometimes building these Prometheans is really good, but this is not one of those times. Now Peggy going to be grabbing up his settlement, throwing down some military academies and archery range. Interesting archery range choice. Maybe it's like he's used to the catapulties on this game. And we're having a little pause. And Peggy says, "Ah, shit." That's all right. We can wait for him. We can chat to chat. How's all y'all doing on this fine Friday? It's so bizarre tonight, right? So tonight I'm out, I play a gig, and it's like 6 or 7, no, it's like 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. and there's just like these people are getting like shots of tequila with lime at 6:30 p.m. It's like, man, you get a peaks pretty fast. You want your Friday night to be a fast one. That's the way to do it. I was very, very astounded by that. And then this guy is just gets completely destroyed by a security guard, like in the set break, he just gets like thrown on the ground outside. I don't know what happened there, but it was insane. Insanity is this Friday night. People are something in the air, you know. Sometimes Fridays can be pretty tame, but this one's not one of them. Because it's a good night for it. Do I gig a lot? I'm a full-time musician, so I gig when I can. I have a regular on Friday now, which is nice. You sound like you're the one doing the shots. Well, we're in like stage 4 of the restrictions getting lifted, and stage 5 is basically back to normal. Except we're still going to have our borders closed. So, as normal as it can be. We're very lucky here. We're very lucky. It's my main source of income. It's definitely a musician. AOM caster does not pay good. Got Maiden pretty mad last night, did I? I mean, he beat us, so we had to beat him back. It's the only thing for it, you know. I don't understand. It's like my team got him mad. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I was not the creator of running that strat. Did not make it. Need to transition to StarCraft. No, StarCraft is not a fun game. I mean, for me personally, it's obviously fun for a lot of people, but not for me. And we're back. Oh, hang on. Are we actually back? I didn't hit on pause. This Odysseus here. I mean, we got micro from both players. Down center's going up. Military Academy archery range is up. A little bit of micro. Odysseus just kills so much of this army here. Dionysus for Peggy. 9-minute Dionysus second town. So you can see the power of this build. It's insane, right? It just gets you going. And you just do not slow down. I think what he does as soon as he hits like the classical age, is just pumping villages to gold. Doesn't need that much wood. And he just like doesn't overproduce on the water either. It's really smart. Now this Scarlet can just clean up. He's such a strong unit, 800 HP. He's gonna kill so many of these boats. Like 3 of these boats plus the dock is going to town, and he's just like shaking off that pain. Now Mamillo's coming in, Terma as well. I'm pretty sure Peggy's got to be a little bit regretting the archery range. You want to make Military Academy stable here against Oranos. It's very, very strong. Peggy's going to be rebuilding the temple nice and calmly. The gold mine's in the front's only got 400 gold left, so we can always move back onto this back medium gold mine. He's also got the forward gold mine here, one little wall here, and then he's got this location pretty much wrapped up. Maybe another wall over here is worthwhile as well. But he's gone to the back gold mine. A couple of hoplite coming in, Toxotes. Oh, and Hephaestus coming through now for Peggy. Such a disgusting build. So fast, so strong. And this Plenty Vault, if you think about it, just in terms of what you get just from the gold power, you get 10, it's effectively 10 villages. So you pay for like the 2,000 resources for the Plenty Vault, and I reckon you're getting back those resources in 10 minutes. So the faster you get there, you get those resources all back. Maybe that's not quite accurate. Someone could tell me how close I am to that. 10 villages, 100 resources a minute. Could be accurate, could be close. Sounds about right. So Getting this early Hephaestus, get the armory down. He's probably got enough favor for Forge of Olympus as well. Gets the Colossus out. Forge of Olympus coming down. Now Forge of Olympus only gives you a negative 50% cost on the armory upgrades on Vubli, which is still pretty good. Or he just steals it, but like for half a second. But it's a very, very big difference to the 75% you used to get. So we'll it's not going to matter too much, but it just makes it a little bit harder to get those iron upgrades. Whereas when you used to go Hephaestus, it was a difficult time to get those, and now we can make Myrmidon. Whoa. Disgusting units, these Myrmidon. There's not really a counter until you're in the I guess you can make Carabal stuff, but not really a counter to the Myrmidon until you get Arcus out, basically. And even then, they're such strong units. Look at them. 132 HP, because it takes a whole round of those Terma. You do see that Esenpi, 4th Esenpi is going to be getting his own Hyperion. Probably going to have to use that on a Colossus as well. And I assume the Colossus has got to be off somewhere else, right? Where's he sent it? Well, here he is. I just send him off somewhere else. But the Hydra does get the initial chaos here. Does get, oh, it doesn't pick off any of the Myrmidon though. Unlucky. It's not Hephaestus though, which is going to do a bit of damage. And now Bellerophon coming in. Let's see if Peggy can guide this Bellerophon around. Going after the Satyr. Didn't get the jump onto him though, so a little bit difficult. I have to try and get a surround on the Bellerophon basically, but he's taking the damage. He does get one Satyr. Remember, he does cost 400 gold though. And GG, I guess. Just a slightly early GG, I reckon. I think he could have kept fighting here. He needs to basically, if he can just transition into Arcus here and destroy us, then he can keep pushing and he's okay. But yeah, it's a difficult one. I think he shouldn't have made any of these Terma. These Terma slowed him down quite a bit. You don't need to make them. Make some, like put villagers onto these goat, get to the next age faster instead of making the Terma. You didn't have to make those Promethean either. It just didn't do anything. So many resources used which just didn't do anything. So imagine if he just advanced to the heroic age a bit faster. Or grabbed town centers or something. Anyways, GG.